Today on the Edgy Veg, we are going to tackle the myth that vegans can't eat poutine. Yeah. So to make vegan poutine, you need 3 simple basic items. You need potatoes for potato wedges. You need a gravy. You can either use a canned mushroom gravy or any recipe that you have. I'm going to be making a miso gravy. And then the most important part is the daya, which is a lovely whole food vegan cheese alternative. This is like what vegan dreams are made out of. For the fries, I like to make potato wedges because you get more surface area when it comes to getting them coated in spices. You get bigger pieces. It's just more fun to eat that way. And throw them in a bowl. So you want to coat the potatoes in olive oil just so that the spices have something to stick to. Otherwise, they're just going to fall right off the potato and then you're going to have spiceless potatoes and they're just going to taste like regular potatoes. Okay, so we're going to start with garlic powder, mainly because garlic's awesome, but it's really going to give the potatoes that little kick that they need to stand out over the gravy. Then you also want some paprika. Paprika gives it not only a beautiful color because it's red, but again it gives it a little bit of heat without being overly spicy because not everybody can handle spice. And then the last part we're going to use is a nutritional yeast. So it is a uncooked yeast and it kind of gives it like a nutty, buttery flavor, which is really tasty. So look at how beautiful they are. So you just kind of want to toss them in that so that they're really well coated. Okay, let's get these guys in the oven. We'll give them a little tan. So you want to stick them in there for 30 minutes, turning after 20 so that they're evenly tanned on both sides. For the gravy, I like to make a miso gravy. It has more taste than a regular plain mushroom gravy. So you want to start with half of an onion. So you want to cut this guy up so it's nice and fine into cubes. That way you don't have huge chunks of onion, you just have, really, they're just there for the flavor. And here's a little kitchen tip. If you freeze your onion, you can prevent the whole crying episode you're gonna get. Or if you do find your eyes start to water, like mine are at the moment, you can run cold water while you're cutting the onions. When I'm cooking, I like to use coconut oil, mainly because it has the highest smoking point, so it won't go rancid like an olive oil will when you cook and make your stomach upset. And then you want to add the onions to the heated olive oil. Cook that for about 5 minutes, just until they're nice and soft and translucent. While the onions are cooking, you want to get everything ready in a bowl for the rest of your gravy. So you want to add a cup of vegetable stock. You want to add 3 tablespoons of the Ingevita or nutritional yeast, and then about half of a teaspoon of the matcha. This is just enough flavor so that you can kind of taste it, but it's not the main flavor of the miso. And anything that has this color of green in it, you know it's going to be good for you. You want to add the secret ingredient, which is Dijon mustard. So that gives it a bit of a kick. So the last that you're gonna add is the miso, which is the base of your gravy. It gives it a nice salty taste and a little bit of like an Asian fusion element. And you need about 2 tablespoons of that. Then you wanna mix all the ingredients together. So once the onions are soft and translucent, you wanna add your gravy mix and mix it all together really well. So you want to bring the gravy to a boil and then reduce it to a simmer for about 15 minutes. If you find that it is a little watery, just add about half of a teaspoon of cornstarch to it to thicken it up. Okay, so after about 30 minutes, you'll get something that looks like this. So now you can start building your vegan poutine. It's about 45% ingredients and about 55% of structure as to how you can make an epic poutine. So you want to start with some potatoes on the bottom. You need to put your cheese. And then you want to add your gravy. Not too much, but just enough so that the cheese in the middle is melted. So then you add the rest of your potatoes, the rest of your gravy, lots of daya. So there you have it, a gooey, hot mess of vegan poutine. The myth of vegan poutine has been busted. So I can make anything vegan. So if you have a dish that you just don't think could be made vegan, leave it in the comments and I'll make it. Make sure that you subscribe to Coral right up there and follow me on Twitter at Edgy Veg. And we'll see you next week.